What's up, Aries friends? Welcome to my channel, The Intuitive Teacup. I'm so happy to have you all up in the teacup. Welcome. These are going to be your general messages for love, December into January, into the new year. Happy 2020, happy holidays, whatever you guys celebrate. Welcome back to the returning subscribers. I appreciate you guys. I have reached 1,000 subscribers on my channel, which is absolutely fantastic. So Christmas came early for me. I appreciate all you who have helped me get to this point. And welcome to the newbies. I'm happy to have you guys as well. And cross-watchers are welcome. So, as always, here on this YouTube platform, I am spitting out general messages for my Aries friends. That means not everything I say will resonate with all the Aries out there. So it is up to you to come into this with an open heart and an open mind, and ultimately to take away only the messages that you feel are meant for you, that are helpful, inspiring, empowering in some way. That is my goal. If anything doesn't fit your circumstance or scenario, if it doesn't resonate, drop it like it's hot. It's not your energy. It's probably a message for someone else. That being said, messages sometimes do resonate in the future, right? So not just this very moment now, in an hour, in a day, in a week, etc. You get the idea, Aries. All right, so one more shuffle with this deck. Everything else is written in the description box below. That is going to help guide you regarding the decks I'm using, as well as my social media. I'm the Intuitive Teacup on Facebook and Instagram, and as always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe wherever you can. That helps me a whole lot. It helps this channel gain some traction so the messages can get out to not only those who want to hear them, but those who need to hear them, right? Final two cards, my Aries in Love, December into January. Aries in Love. All right, one more card, Aries in Love, Aries in Love. All right. Whoop, that doesn't want to come out. If I have to pick at it, it's not meant to be. Aries in Love, Aries in Love. Oh, okay. Goodness, you got a whole bunch, Aries. You got lots of messages, lots to say. And this one fell into my lap. Uh-oh, Ten of Swords. What's that about? Closing out of a cycle. So, yeah, the optimistic side of this is that something that's been weighing heavily on your mind, you no longer have to worry about it. The situation has either... I don't want to say it's been solved in the sense that there is a happy outcome, because just to be very blunt, that's not what this indicates. But the situation has like expired. Like it doesn't need to weigh on your thoughts, even if it I'm just saying in the situation, maybe the partnership, the whatever you want to say, relationship didn't end on the best terms, but it's finally done. It's like you can put a period at the end of the sentence. You can release the thoughts from your mind. Interesting. So yeah, it's a tricky card. It's a card of Gemini, and happy Gemini full moon to you all. Yeah, let's hop into your energy. We're going to do that first. So coming in mid-December into January, Two of Wands. I feel like you guys get this card a lot. The Two of Wands talks about which path are you going to take. With Wands, it's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy, and it talks about any two in tarot, as we know, talks about choices. This is a choice about movement forward, about where your passion lies, about what sets your world on fire, who sets your heart on fire. It's essentially sort of a crossroads of which way do you want to go with something or someone. Underlying energy is strength, so it may involve a Leo, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Both these cards are fire suits, right? This is asking you to be strong. Make a decision in strength, not in weakness. And I think that has to do with making the right decision versus making the easy decision. Ace of Wands, bottom of your deck. Yeah, so you may be looking at a new beginning with someone versus going back to an old partner that it just didn't seem to pan out, or it just didn't seem to work. That's not for everyone, but what else do we need to know about Aries energy? But it feels empowered. It feels like you are on the path to like being revitalized, to have like kind of like a breath of fresh air, and because so much of this is in the fire suit, the fire element, which is your natural element. And we are in Sagittarius season, which is all about action and movement forward on our passions, travel. There does seem to be something about like you are getting back into the swing of things, reintroducing yourself to the world. Maybe the dating scene, it could be something like that. Or just if you're not splitting from a romantic partnership, this may just talk about a difficult decision, or if it's not difficult, there's just a lot of there's a lot of weight to the decision. It's a heavy decision because it impacts your future. With strength, it's like It's very strong energy. It's king of the jungle. And like something about this is it's asking you to push through even during the difficult times. Because the power rests within you. The solutions rest within you. And for a lot of you, it does have to do with saying goodbye to a person that I think you still love in some capacity, or will always hold them in your heart space. But some of you are choosing to pursue a passion or a career over a person because it just isn't in alignment with your spiritual path right now. It's like you want the best of both worlds, but I think you've come to the realization you can't. So yeah, there's almost like a farewell, a sending off, right? Saying goodbye to someone you love. And yeah, exactly. 8 of Cups. That's exactly what this is. 8 of Cups talks about not settling. With Cups, it's our emotional heart space. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Moving on from something that at one point in time it was very fulfilling. We did have love in our hearts for this person or this place or this situation, this family, this team, whatever it is. But with this, it's, I mean, 2 8s, right? With Strength. It's deciding that I think I can do better. I think I want more. I love myself enough to know that this isn't where my story ends, that I'm willing to pursue more and take action forward. And it is an emotional risk of some kind, right? You don't know what lies ahead, but intuitively you feel it with the moon. All right, let's pull one more card for my Aries. And you can always swap the roles when we get to your person if this isn't resonating. But yeah, for a lot of you, this does seem to be kind of like the main hitting message here. What else do we need to know about Aries energy? What is Aries moving towards? For a lot of you, it does feel career-like. Especially, I say this to you guys a lot, careers involving the arts. Wands can be creativity. Theater in particular. Theater and like dance, acting, poetry, singing. It could even be some kind of therapy, like art therapy of some kind. It doesn't have to be, though. Working with older people. Too many cards. Let's see. Chariot, the 5 of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, and the 6 of Swords. All right. Yeah, so getting in your car, getting in your chariot, keeping your dark and light energies in balance and check. And that makes sense because, I mean, again, with 2, that calls for balance, but needing to have strength to move on. You yourself, Aries, need to be in control of like mind, body, spirit. You need to be in a good place to get this metaphorical chariot to pull forward, to keep going. It is a card of victory, though. Also a card of Cancer. Again, something about arts and traveling. Some of you may be traveling to a different city, a different state, a different country to pursue, I do want to say, a career for a lot of you. But you are having second thoughts about it, especially if this does involve leaving a person you love behind. Again, it doesn't have to be boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife. It could be leaving behind a child. You know, if you have to split custody with whatever. It could be leaving behind your parents. It could be, you know, it could be a lot of different things. This to me is talking about second thoughts. And also sometimes it's the card that we refer to as like winning at all costs. I don't sense that in a bad way, Aries, because I think you're doing what your heart is calling you to do, but you may be worried that other people are viewing you as being a little bit self-involved or a little bit selfish because you're willing to put your dreams and career in front of romantic partnership at this time. And I mean, you know, do what you will with that, but I say good for you, right? I mean, it's your life, right? So you shouldn't have to cater to other people all the time. Page of Pentacles, yeah, because you're looking for new opportunities. It's not an ace. It's not brand new. It's something that you've considered before. But you see this as now is your time to act. Now is your time to pounce on the opportunity because you don't want it to pass you by. I am hearing like again. There may have been something that came around and either you were too shy or didn't want to take the risk to go after it. Maybe you were in a romantic partnership and you felt kind of like... you know, your hands were tied. You love this person, but you couldn't go after it, etc., etc. This is like the second time something has gone around for you guys, and you feel it internally. It's like, this is my time to build upon it with Pentacles energy. And yeah, 6 of Swords. And it kind of falls in line with this, so this is actually really optimistic to me. For those of you who are still feeling conflicted of, should I stay or should I go now? I want to do this. I've made the decision that it's in alignment with my heart, but I feel kind of guilty or bad about who I'm leaving behind or what I'm leaving behind. This talks about the idea of going to like, from rocky waters to calm waters, meaning like your mind, your ideas, your thoughts will be at peace, but it does require taking an action forward, okay? So for those, who are struggling, like fighting the mental battle of how to wrap your head around this, am I strong? Am I brave enough? Am I courageous enough to pick up and move across the country to do this? And for some of you, I mean, this could be the other way too. For some of you, maybe it's proposed to the person you love, right? I don't think that's for most of you, but there's some sort of emotional risk here, this way or that way. And who is going to be involved in this next chapter, essentially? Whatever thoughts are sort of, I'm having deja vu. This is the weirdest thing. I feel like I just did this reading for you, Aries. You've had something similar. I know you have. I'm literally having a moment that I, like, literally deja vu. I feel like I've lived this moment before. Anyway, there's something to that. So again, the idea of an opportunity coming around again. Maybe the first time I did this reading, my Aries didn't jump at the chance, and maybe this video, if you're watching and it's resonating, is confirmation, like, now is the time, because it's going to relieve this mental conflict that you're kind of going through right now. There's clear waters up ahead. It's taking important lessons, important conversations, situations that you've been through, and taking them with you on your boat, right? You carry them with you because it's valuable knowledge. It's valuable information that you've gained, and now you can take it to the next destination to start the new chapter. Let's peek at your person. They are coming in as the Ace of Wands. All right. Yeah, this might be someone new for a lot of you. That's what I'm thinking. Ace of Wands is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. Temperance, interesting. So possibly some, oh wow, you have double cards. These are great cards. You have the Chariot twice, so again, a card of Cancer. It's a card of victory, forward movement, travel, balancing our dark and our light energies, right? And then Temperance is the card of Sagittarius. It talks about patience. It talks about balance and moderation. It talks about love. It talks about the blending of opposites, fire and water. So if you're leaving behind your parents, or this could even be something like your siblings or roommates, I am sort of getting like a pairing of three. You're having to leave behind potentially like a mother and father. It doesn't have to be, but particularly if you have parents in Cancer and Sagittarius, this is like the base, the foundation from which you are moving forward. So when I was saying you can take these lessons you've learned and bring them on your ship and take them to new shorelines, to new places, I think for a lot of you, these are the contributing factors for some of the difficult lessons you've had to learn. So this could also represent an ex if you were with a Cancer or a Sag. It doesn't have to be that, but this is, I'm just getting this partnership or this relationship has been a really solid foundation of knowledge for you, Aries, that has inspired you to move forward. So it's almost like these are the people to thank, and even if you're no longer... even if they are no longer a character in your story, right? If you get what I'm saying in metaphor here, you'll always look back fondly on the things you went through with them, even if it wasn't great at the time, even if at some moments it felt like this. Ultimately, swords are lessons. So even the painful ones, it's almost an appreciation for these people that have been major key players in your life, because they sparked something new in you. Without them, you wouldn't be on this path to, potentially travel to new lands. And it doesn't have to be physical, but you understand what I'm saying. Major changes towards something new. These people like inspired you or sparked some sort of creativity or light within you. And now it's like, metaphorically, it's your Ace of Wands, but this is also what your person is coming in as. They're like the missing key to your lock. Something about, and I'm struggling with this because for some of you it's a new person, but for some of you it's not. It's the metaphor, because there's a big lock here, right? This metaphor that these people unlock something beautiful in you, and now you can go off and use it for yourself. Now you can go off and be independent and use these skills and lessons and these things these people have taught you. So tell me about Aries person with clarity. What are the most important things we need to know about Aries person? Double Sagittarius energy here. So that could be a timestamp as well. These significant changes may have occurred to you, like an epiphany. The thought may have taken place in Sagittarius season, which is coming to a close in a couple days. So, whoa, too many cards. Tell me about Aries person, please. What do we need to know about Aries person with clarity? What is the most important thing? Wow, strength on the Wheel of Fortune. So, card of Jupiter, expansion, right? Expanding our network, expanding our horizons, expanding our comfort zones. Also a card of Sagittarius. And it does talk about good luck, good fortune, right? Destiny, fates, a change in scenery, but also a timeline, divine timing. It was meant to be. And then your person has strength as well. So double Leo energy. You both have lions presenting here. So you might be dealing with a Leo or, again, a Sagittarius or a Cancer. That may be strong in your chart as well, especially if this is... I don't know if I hesitate to use the word twin flame yet, but yeah, there are elements because you both have strength and the Chariot coming up. It's almost like you both have been going on this journey, and your individual strength, your perseverance is what's pushing you ahead and what I think is driving you guys together. And maybe this is a situation where you've had to separate from someone you love because, you know, you have a career in Hollywood, right? And you're driving across the country to go pursue that. But this person still holds a candle for you. They still hold a flame. They're still waiting for you to return home. It could be something like that. Actually. This person has a voracious sexual appetite. In that specific wording, too. A voracious sexual appetite. Interesting. And they are very spiritual and very kind of free-spirited, absolutely. With Sagittarius and this depiction of the Chariot coming up, very free-spirited. They might be involved in, like, music and, like, poetry, but kind of like hippie rock, like, and no shade, I use that term in a positive way, kind of like hippie rock and roller, like, I don't know how to say this, like drugged out music, kind of like stoner music. And again, no shade, stoner music is great, but yeah, there's something very offbeat and untraditional about them. If they're a male, they may have very, like, long hair, they may have, like, dreadlocks, they may have, and again, and I don't mean to stereotype, just untraditional, nothing wrong, just untraditional of like, yeah, I'm trying to give you like a metaphor. And I mean, same goes for women as well. Something about this person is very, they live by their own rules, by their own standards, very like nature-based living. They don't use a lot of like products that have lots of chemicals, and this is very like natural, earthy, hippie-based energy. I don't know why that's coming through, but all right, so then 3 of Wands came out for them. Yeah, this person might be waiting for you. And I mean, I'm only doing this in a very short, timeline. Energy is free-flowing, but ultimately I'm reading for December into January. So this could be you guys going on a business trip, right? And they're waiting for you. Maybe that's why this is coming in. They're waiting for you guys to return. And there is that element with this, like, you know, the key and the lock. It's almost like they've gotten separated, but they know it'll always fit together. So some of you might be on a break, you know, maybe you're trying it as just friends for now, and then you're going to connect back together when it's pertinent, when it's a good time to do so. So let's see the energy between you guys. What's going on here? The 3 of Cups. Okay, so usually celebrations. It does talk about teams, socialization. It can be dating. The Emperor. So that is your card. So yeah, honestly, I think you are... There's a couple ways to go with this, actually. Hold on. I just want to make sure I have the message. Yeah, what's coming up most to me is this, again, how I was saying, whether this is multiple people being your parents or one person, right? Your ex-boyfriend, your ex-girlfriend, whatever, your ex-husband, wife. There's a very solid foundation or partnership here that allowed you to grow tremendously as a person. And it's almost like now you're taking those lessons and moving forward with them. So what's currently between you guys is this very strong, steady energy, which is really funny because with this card, sometimes we use the word tradition, and yet it's met with this really wacky Alice in Wonderland tea party thing. It's almost like you guys broke tradition. By being together, you guys broke the rules. But what I'm getting from this is you will always have this like long-standing partnership, this long-standing memory. It's almost like a metaphor, okay? I don't mean this literally. It's like you guys planted the tree together. That will stand the test of time. That will weather the storm, even if you're not currently together. And I think a lot of you aren't. I think a lot of you are dating around. I think you're involved in social groups. You're, yeah, I mean, this is a very cheery, lighthearted energy, 3 of Cups. But yeah, this to me is, it's almost like you're testing it away from home. You're testing life or independence away from the safety zone and the security, away from like the shelter of like the tree of your person, the Emperor. You could have been with another Aries, but really this is your card, so I think that's why it's presenting here. There was a solid partnership here. Yeah, there's something important about breaking away from rules and order, breaking away from tradition, breaking away from the ordinary, really finding that passion, right? With the Ace of Wands. And I mean, you guys are both presenting with lion energy, king of the jungle. Again, very kind of passionate, but very sexual, right? There was something that broke the mold about this relationship. And I think for most of you resonating with this, it's always going to hold a special place in your heart. But there's a reason of some kind that you're needing to explore territories elsewhere and make new friends, date new people, incorporate yourself in new social groups and new social settings. You may have left a workplace too, and now you're having to go to like happy hours with the new coworkers, and you're still kind of testing the waters. You're still kind of figuring out where you belong in the group dynamic. Again, something about performance here is very important too for all my actors or singers or dancers or models out there. Absolutely. Photo shoots. Something important about photo shoots. And that could just mean headshots, right, at your new workplace. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectation. Okay, so a couple things here. This is saying to me, if you're no longer with your person, don't throw in the towel, because it doesn't mean it could never be, especially with this card coming up. But again, something about it differs from your expectation or usual type. If the whole, like, if you haven't been with someone who goes against the grain, who is very untraditional, or again, kind of that like hippie, zen, whatever thing I was describing, I'm getting like rock and roller vibes. I wish I could give you an example, almost like Jim Morrison-esque. And you do have the card of Sagittarius, so not the perfect example of that. Maybe the name Jim means something to someone, but yeah, kind of like earthy, hippie, kind of dirty, like doesn't shower every day, like that kind of vibe. No shade, they seem like a cool person, but very mysterious, very like kind of sexy and alluring, and you kind of don't know why, but there's something about them that's cool. If that doesn't resonate, that might be who's coming in, and perhaps that's what this is saying, is you're going to break away from tradition. If you've always dated, you know, the 9-to-5 guy who works at the office and always, you know, wears the pinstripe suit, and tradition versus non-traditional. I think it's almost like Spirit is guiding you to test the waters, to not put all your eggs in one basket with this one person, or again, stick with the tradition that your family had established, the way they raised you. This is asking you to stray from the pack, to go off on your own, Knight of Swords, to make up your mind for yourself, to make decisions with authority for yourself. And again, decisions with authority, that's the Emperor for you. There's, as I was saying, there's always going to be shelter from the storm. If things get too crazy or too scary, it does seem like a lot of you do have some sort of person that you can fall back on or rely on, or, you know, they'll put you up for the night, that kind of thing. But you moving on in this new direction, in this new venture, it's fortuitous. It's good fortune. So while it may be a little bit scary at first, especially with this, there's something, it's like you want to handle it just right. You don't want to screw it up, so you're, you know, handle it with care. That's what I always say with this. You don't need to be worried. You don't need to be second guessing your thought, because again, if it resonates, you are being divinely guided to move in this direction, to take a risk. That's what the 7 of Swords is. A risk with this new thought or this new idea. And again, it's untraditional. It breaks away from the things you've been told. So, and this is a very lighthearted energy. So when I say this, don't over analyze it. There's something about you've been lied to. And for most of you, it has to do with the way you've been brought up. And again, I want to establish this is a very lighthearted, your whole life, I'm giving a stupid example just so you understand what I mean. You've been told that, you know, your family doesn't, what is a good example? this is a dumb example, but I'm going to go with it. Your whole entire life, your family never allowed you to drink soda or pop, right? Coca-Cola, that kind of thing, because it's not healthy, right? Whatever. Your entire life, you've never had it, but you were told it doesn't taste good. You wouldn't like it. It's disgusting. It tastes terrible. You go out into the real world on your own, right? You're no longer under the shelter of your parents. You try Coca-Cola and you're like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing I've ever had. It's that type of thing. It's like by going out into the real world and experiencing things for the first time on your own and making informed decisions, being a free thinker. And in some ways, it might be this person who's sort of like this radical thinker, this sort of Jim Morrison, sexy, drugged out poet type. And I don't mean to champion the idea of being on drugs. It's something about their tone, the way they present themselves. I don't even necessarily know that they're on drugs, but they come off as very like, it's all done in like just this, I don't even have the words for it. Like, it's all done with just ease. Everything just comes out of them and it flows like a poetry or like a song, or it takes a lot to rile them up. It takes a lot to really get a rise out of them. Even their inflection, it's very like, hey man, how's it going? It's very interesting. For a lot of you, it is presenting as like a masculine energy, and like it's a very deep voice. Again, Jim Morrison type energy. Yeah. And it's so interesting. Anyway, there is something you're going to come across that's going to change your mind. Something you thought was true in the past, it's going to contradict that. And again, for most of you, it's not severe like, oh my God, they cheated on me. But I don't know why, I'm just getting something about a secret from the family. So something may be revealed that you didn't know. It could be that, it could be something like your father got into college to pursue this to pursue this career, and he didn't. So he went in another direction and he always regretted it. And that's why he was so stern with you about going to college and getting the degree. And it's something like that. Something you didn't know to be true. Some sort of secret gets revealed, and it does have to do with like a lie, but I almost want to say a white lie. That's exactly what I'm trying to say here. Thank you, Spirit. That took me long enough. And yeah, all these images of like the white hair and the white wolf. This was a white lie someone told you to keep you protected, to keep you safe, to keep you unharmed. But ultimately, you find out the truth, and it's liberating. It's very empowering. It's good energy. And it's not something I think you're going to be bitter or jealous about. It's just like oh, wow, I actually do like this, and I thought I didn't. You guys get what I'm saying. All right, let's throw one romance angel on this person. This is like somebody, like a transient, someone you're going to meet in travel. They probably won't be part of your narrative or your story for very long. You might like sleep with them, and then, you both move on to different cities. It's that type of energy. Religious factors, separation, and let go of control issues. Yeah, this has to do with, for those leaving a person behind, your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. That's what I'm saying, breaking away from tradition. Separation, time apart from your partner is on the horizon. Yeah, I absolutely think that's true. And then let go of control issues, allow the situation to unfold naturally. So I'm going to let you guys take that and do with it what you will, all right? And that might be a message to your person as well, to let you go on this new adventure, to release you off into the world so that you can build something great, be it your career or just your confidence, right? Your self-love, your independence. Last but not least, what is your advice or guidance? You have the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, it's time to start to build something new. Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This person might be an earth sign, as well as, again, fire is very strong. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Then you have the Two of Pentacles. I like that. You have the Four of Cups. And you have the Fool. All right. So the Ace to the Two. I like that. There's building. Money might start to flow in the new year. You go from the 1 to the 2. So yeah, if you land a job, it's like your bank account will start to look healthier again. It's not going to be a huge increase, But yeah, with the Wheel of Fortune, you know, you might land a job that pays you a little better. You might get a small bonus salary for Christmas or this or that, something like that. Money might slowly progress better. And yeah, you're leaving behind boredom and complacency to follow your dreams and go off on this new adventure as the Fool. The Four of Cups, it's an energy where it's steady, it's stable, it's like any four in tarot, the Four of Pentacles, the Four of Swords, like it's good, but in order to progress from the Four, to grow as a person, there is some sort of risk that needs to be taken here, and we already know that you're taking some sort of emotional risk, leaving behind something or someone that you love dearly, but it's to go off on this Fool's adventure. It's like you're starting a brand new chapter, potentially in the new year. Yeah, it's like the idea comes to you in Sagittarius season that like it is time to go, and then maybe in Capricorn season is when you actually start building upon that. These are both cards of Capricorn. So yeah, this is like preparing yourself. If you are making that trip across the country or whatever this is to you, it's like start packing. Start making like the checklist of things you need to accomplish before you do. Because yeah, the Fool is a brand new chapter. It's a brand new start. It's a fresh page. Again, for my artists, for my writers, for my actors, it's like writing down the lines you're going to audition with. It could be something like that. But it's taking a huge leap of faith, right? It's having enough faith and courage and a belief in yourself to know that whatever happens, you'll land on your feet. And for a lot of you, it does feel like you have a safety net of people. I will say it's probably not all that comforting because the lifestyle you're moving on from, it's not something that's keeping you there. So the idea of going back to it, it's almost like a last resort. But it is nice to know that, again, some of you, but I do think a lot of you, have, again, a parental figure or someone, a best friend, a brother or sister, kind of, they're watching you on this journey. Like, okay, well, you know, call me if you need anything. Let me know if money's too tight. Like, I'll send you some, you know, something like that. Yeah, so go on this new Fool's adventure. That's sort of your advice or guidance. Because nothing will ever change unless you like tune into what your heart really wants. Again, Cups energy, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. Tap into what your heart is asking you to do because there's important lessons and knowledge in there for you. You have 9 of Cups twice, so your wish fulfillment. Your wish fulfillment is what lies ahead, but you have to take some scary steps in a new direction. Again, your intuition, right? Cups, Pisces cards, you know, the moon type energy. You guys need to move into the unknown. There is some sort of risk or some sort of fear involved, but that's why you had so much lion energy. It's courage, it's strength. Because it's almost like there's this illusion of fear to move forward because you don't know the ultimate outcome, but nobody does, right? That's what life is about. Yeah, these cards, at least in this reading, are encouraging you to try something new, to take some sort of risk emotionally. Because yeah, it's not worth staying in a partnership where the love isn't there anymore, where the love has gone dry. And it's almost like through, again, these difficult lessons of the heart space, you can take them with you, and that might lead you to a divine pairing, a divine counterpart. At minimum, someone new that you're going to like cross paths with, and yeah, you may have something in common. You may exchange some sort of thoughts or communications, but even some sort of token of appreciation to each other. Again, if you meet somebody on a road trip, this is the type of person who would be like thumbing at the side of the road. It's like they might give you some sort of gesture of appreciation for the ride. Like, I don't know, like a keychain or I don't know, something like that. This is really cool energy, though. I'm into it. I like it. All right, let's throw one of these on. Oh my gosh, Aries, this is a long reading. I'm sorry. It's okay to leave your mom or your dad's ways of thinking behind and to finally make up your mind for yourself. Some of you need to hear that. Or your ex-husband or your ex-wife, right? Maybe for the longest time you were sort of, you know, second in command to them, and it seems like some of you are breaking away from that dynamic, right? Even if it's not the relationship, it's like you're coming back into power, and it's because you're letting your heart lead you. Advice or guidance for Aries. Celebration. Yeah, and you did have the 3 of Cups, so there's something good coming in for you. Where's my 3 of Cups? Happiness. Again, cups with the heart space, groups of people, a new job, a new promotion, a new romantic partnership, potentially. There's reason to celebrate, but it's not going to come without some sort of action forward to transform your life. That's sort of reiterated with the butterflies here. All right, Aries, that's what I got for you. Please do like, share, subscribe. Let me know in the comments below what resonates for you. I will see you very soon for more tarot readings. Bye.